Merry Christmas to all the Patriots. Welcome back to the Patriot Hour. It's Christmas Eve. Telling you Merry Christmas. You'll probably hear that a few more times. I'm going to be putting out some different videos throughout later tonight for your pleasure, for your learning. All right. Again, here at the Patriot Hour, we always encourage you to think for yourself and connect all your own dots, do all your own research, listen to everybody, watch everything, believe none of it till you can verify it yourself. All right. You can never go wrong. You know your process. Nobody else does. Again, enjoy your time off, most of you with family, friends. And, if this is your only time getting around others once a year, maybe, keep that in mind. Just wanted to touch base on a few of the good points here made by, or things put out by Q yesterday, but we have Devin Nunes. Thanks online researchers. Now I showed this in a video for some of you. I will get the words going right here. That might have not seen that yesterday. It was kind of late.
About what was happening. Now, we have long had real concerns about what was happening overseas, and so you can start with, and all your listeners know, and I want to thank you, to all your listeners, all the people you put that are out there on Twitter. It really made, in the grand scheme of things, a big difference because it really helped out our investigation, and we'll probably talk about that a little later. But I really do want to thank a lot of your listeners and Twitter followers because, they would dig stuff up and we'd say, "Oh, we didn't think of that," and it would help us to go out and look at different items. And as you know, there's people all over the globe that helped aid this.
People all over the world. Online researchers that have helped this, gave them ideas that they didn't think of. Now, for all the shills out there, I would say take a step back and look at that. So, if you're doing research and you think this isn't happening, nothing, for those of you that were doubting a little bit, that's got to be a little bit of encouragement. Things do matter, all right? Speaking things into existence sometimes just is enough to get enough people to understand. You can't run an illusion on a whole group of people if they don't agree to it anymore, if they don't allow you to, all right? That's half of a guy's. So that's what I was talking about earlier, this movie, this Hillary's America 2016. It's just a good fraction to see possibly how the Democratic Party really came up. They always talk about this switch. People are like, well, how, if the Democratic Party was so for, they claim to be for equality and social justices, but they've actually rallied their whole existence, and the history books show that they were against equality for Indians, for black people, for women, for whatever. But bigger than that is that they were able to say that they had such a tainted history. They were able to just say, "Oh, we switched roles in the '60s," and they talk about this event, the Big Switch, which, if you look into, has always kind of been a big lie. Well, this movie points out, just like today, that in the 1964, the Republicans were putting in for everyone to be able to vote, or just the final stages of stuff, and they were filibustering the Democrats. They finally agreed through some negotiations to quit filibustering and allow the Republican bill to come through, which it did. And all Republicans voted on it. No Democrats voted on it. But they cite that they quit filibustering to allow it to come through, which allowed it to come into existence. They take credit. That's the big switch. That's a fraction of it, but that's ridiculous. That's not much different than what we see playing out today. Ridiculousness, right? Just unbelievable. Bull dookie, all right? So 3750, the D's want to block the census, inflate counts of illegals, and erode political power in the heartland. Of course they do. By flooding coastal states controlled by D's, does this poll votes out of the heartland. At what point will your voice and vote become null and void? Not count. Democrat Party threatened Representative Jeff Van Drew from New Jersey to vote yes for impeachment. That's crazy. Listen carefully. All right, I don't probably have that up for you. I was just trying to see. We're not going to watch the whole 8 thing. Fox News has been very not really friendly with me showing their clips. Or too much. I mean, I get it too if you're showing too much, but all right, just kind of looking through here. And when you finish typing, just sign Q plus. All right, I like to look at the proofs sometimes. And go to Lindsey Graham. This should be mirror in the process used in Clinton impeachment and should come to an end in weeks, not months. This case should mirror the process used in Clinton. No, I mean, exactly. It's time for Speaker Pelosi, who claimed impeachment was national improvement, to fish or cut bait. Commit to sending the articles or don't. I can get on board with that. I finished Mia's quilt just in time. Awesome. Face. Real crafty she is, all right? I got some, she sent Woodman soap, by the way. Woodman got that yesterday. I think we did a video over it. And it looks like she makes quilts. Follow face. Greg Rubini, he's back. Nancy P., a Christmas gift for Nancy P. Ongoing thread. Who is the father? 2, of which city was the father? Nancy P. was the mayor. 3, correct. The father of Nancy P. was the mayor of Baltimore. Many of you got that right answer. Nancy P.'s father name was Thomas D. Alessandro Jr. You can check. Google is your friend. Actually not. 5, the key question here is, how did Nancy P.'s father, Thomas D. Alessandro Jr., become mayor of Baltimore in 47? Who helped him get elected? The votes of which organization did Thomas D. Alessandro become mayor? So Thomas, the father of Nancy P., became the mayor of Baltimore thanks to the agreements he made with the mafia. Specifically, the Lucchese family. Or Lucchese. Lucchese. That's crazy. Quid pro quo with the mafia. Even President John F. Kennedy investigated the ties of Thomas D. Alessandro with the mafia. In January 1961, President John F. Kennedy requested the FBI to investigate D. Alessandro's involvement with the Baltimore mafia. Interesting here. Who is the Lucchese family? Lucchese. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I know a person actually named that, local. So I'm automatically Lucchese. All right, Lucchese. I'm saying it wrong. I didn't think that was like Lucchese, but Lucchese. All right. So the Lucchese crime family is one of the mafia 5 families that dominated the organized crime activities in New York City. The Gambino and the Genovese are the 2 others of the 5. And you got, we know what he did with that, right? So as I wrote above, Nancy P.'s father was elected mayor, 47. Do you think Rudy doesn't know it? And since Rudy knows it, do you think Trump doesn't? Do you think Nancy P. has learned those lessons from her father? What about her shenanigans as an impeached circus? Interesting. The Pelosi crime family. America, meet the Pelosi crime family. Interesting. Interesting article. Again, follow Greg Rubini if you haven't. Let me go back up here. Retweet. Okay, so we're back. Do a couple of more searches. Here's a Nancy Pelosi. The House cannot choose our impeachment managers until we know what sort of trial the Senate will conduct. President Trump blocked his own witnesses and documents from the House and from the American people on phony complaints about the House process. What's his excuse now? Take another shot, Nancy. It's, I think, 10 a.m. somewhere. Nixon was always aware of presidential and the way he spoke. What is this? Tom Brokaw. Nixon was always aware of being presidential and the way he spoke, the way he responded to me there. Trump, plays from the gutter, frankly. It's ready, draw, shoot, whatever you need to do. So it's a different time. Oh, yeah. Brokaw hit on an important point here. Most politicians carefully calculate their responses to questions and people. Trump says what he thinks and is a refreshing little fresh breath of fresh air. Oh, boy. Insulting Hanukkah message. There you go. A government that doesn't violate my rights under plunder my wealth. Yes. All right, we're going to shut this one down. Stephen Halper. Yes, this is going to be a good one. Stephen Halper of Spygate fame and a longtime CIA asset was involved in the assassination attempt of President Reagan in 1981. Of course he was. Jeez. It's crazy, this guy right here. Look at that. What, do you just have that in under his coat or what? All right, I'm not laughing at the assassination. Since that was enough, Halper even tried to infiltrate the Trump administration. He wanted to become the Trump admin ambassador to China. Yes, he did. Stephen Halper is at the center of the Spygate operation. We're going to be finding all this out, guys. This is where it leads. The transmission that came into the FBI was good. Good intel. No, it wasn't. It was a overseas criminal activity involving Brennan and Clapper under the Obama orders, according to them. Hey, we were just doing. He who tasked us is what I remember Brennan saying, or Clapper. It was he who tasked us, Obama. It was he who tasked us to do this. We were just doing what we were told. I mean, the commander-in-chief, Obama, at the time, it was he who tasked us. And dude is getting ready for court. He's got his words down. He's spent a year going around all the medias and Comey and Clapper and Brennan and all of them. Indictments are closer than they appear, folks. All right, I'm Michael. I'm going to shut this one down again. Godspeed and God bless each and every one of you. And we'll see you back here on the next episode. Again, where we go one, we go all. Make sure you're subscribed, like, share, comment. Take a look in the description box. And we'll see you back here on the next Patriot Hour.